everybody, and welcome back to the Blue Jays Today Show, coming to you live from the Sports Interaction Studio, where we always got something to say about your Toronto Blue Jays. And holy crap, do we ever have a lot of things to say about the Toronto Blue Jays. They gave us literally endless amounts of content to talk about, which we love here on Blue Jays Today. We're going to go each game one by one and break down what we saw in each game, what we love, what we didn't love, because we can't just gas them all up. You gotta look at the critical side of things,
sure,
and look at the guys who maybe we gotta put a little bit of a focus on, a little bit of a magnifying glass on, to see what we can do about that and how they can improve. But of course, we're gonna be reminiscent about that 3-0 sweep over the Athletics, and then of course at the end looking ahead to the upcoming series. Before we do, make sure to hit that like button and make sure to subscribe to Blue Jays Today so you can stay tuned for all the latest updates and news every Friday, every Monday, and of course our live play-by-plays. I'm your host, Adam Peddle.
And I'm your host, Nicholas Playlog. I guess it's welcome in everybody.
Yes.
Sophie, who I haven't seen in a minute, and everybody that's jumping in.
Yes.
We appreciate having you guys back. First, official Blue Jays Today show of the season. I know we did the one on Friday, but that we hadn't actually had games yet at that point. So I was still a little nervous as to what we were actually going to see on the field, the product on the field. I mean, for me, that felt like a continuation of what we witnessed in October.
Yeah.
It honestly looked like the same team, man. It was like they were still firing on all cylinders with the offense when we needed the offense to go. And the starting pitching, even though they weren't great in the regular season in 2025, they were really good in the playoffs.
Right.
And you saw that again here. And it just, I'm thinking back now, and it's like, I don't know if I could have actually scripted a better opening day weekend.
Yeah, like I like what you said when it's like it's basically the same team, but I'll even sprinkle in, the pitching was great, but like pitching was great in the World Series and in the postseason, but this pitching's got so much more potential.
50 strikeouts, man.
Oh God, like literally setting an MLB record for the opening day series for strikeouts. That is unbelievable. Yeah, I look at the offense, and I know it's only a 3-game sample size, but I mean, no disrespect to Bo Bichette, but like Okamoto throwing up 1,000 OPS in his first 3 games. Again, small sample size, but that guy was getting on base a hell of a lot, coming up with a big hit when he needed to, right? I know it didn't mean much in the grand scheme of things, but still, hit a homer, got on base. He was the winning run on the opening day night. Like, that's something that Bo Bichette would do. So for me, it was like, wow, that really felt like the offense is leaving off where they left off.
I'll tell you what, man, like Bo Bichette's not doing that right now.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
We'll talk a little bit about that. Yeah, he's having a rough time in New York. But I mean, you're right. Okamoto, like the new acquisitions for me, this is, I was talking about this a little bit in a short I made right after yesterday's win. And the new acquisitions, Cease, Okamoto, Jesus Sanchez, right? Tyler Rogers.
Oh my gosh, yes.
The new acquisitions, if we don't have those new acquisitions this series, we at least drop 1 game, maybe we drop 2.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, well, I mean, that run doesn't get scored, because if you take what Bo Bichette did in New York, again, we're just picking hairs right now, splitting hairs. If you put Bo Bichette in place of Okamoto, I think we lose. We lose the opener.
Sure, and you don't have Dylan Cease there. Who knows what that game 2 looks like? Right?
Yeah, like
who knows what happens when instead of Tyler Rogers one of those days, because he came out twice, instead of him, it's you're forced to go back to Brendan Little,
right? Or something. Yeah.
We don't know what would have happened, but what I can say is what I saw in those 3 games. Is so far the immediate impact of the offseason and the guys that they went out and targeted and traded for and what have you, they are pulling their weight and then some.
Yeah, well, let's talk about those 3 games, and let's first start with that first one. On opening night, you had Kevin Gausman, and spoiler, Kevin Gausman didn't actually win Jay of the Week. In fact, I had 4 Jays that were nominated. If you want to vote still, go. I pinned it to the top of the live chat. I think we know who's going to win. It's pretty far drastic to one guy, but you can still vote right there. But Gausman, he was one of the 4, and he was the least voted for, which is, I find very surprising, because oh my gosh, he was dominant. 6 innings, 1 hit, and that 1 hit was a homer. If that 1 hit doesn't leave the wall or goes into a glove, he's perfect with 11 strikeouts through 6 innings, and unfortunately didn't get the W because we know Jeff Hoffman comes out later. We'll talk about that, but he was absolutely stunning. I've said this before, I'll say it again. I don't think there's not much to be said about him, but he's still in quality shape right now, and leading the rotation.
My theory for why he didn't win Jay of the Week is, well, one, there are some other individuals who are very deserving, and I think honestly I could have seen it go anyway. For Jay of the Week, there's a couple. I'll tell you who it's between. It's between Dylan Cease, Kevin Gausman, Andres Gimenez, and Okamoto. And I think all of them were deservingly.
So many good guys.
Could have easily won, right? Yeah. I mean, they all pulled their weight and all played phenomenal this year. But feels to me, to be honest, it's like because it happened on Friday and because it's Kevin Gausman, we just kind of take for granted what it is that he does and what it is that he means to this team. But to have your veteran at age 36 years old come up and do that against a lineup that a lot of people were creating excuses for the Toronto Blue Jays. And this is what I was talking about on Friday. A lot of people were giving them an out already. It's like we were already giving them the out, being like, this is a really good athletics lineup. They're going to be really talented. This is all true. This is all true. But Kevin Gausman didn't give a shit and absolutely took them for a ride. And, I mean, so did the Toronto Blue Jays as a whole this weekend. So I'm so happy that they did go out and they did do this and make a statement against a team like the Athletics, who a lot of people were walking into this thing thinking, hey, that's a really good offense.
And they were a good offense. And there was a moment right there in the 9th inning when they actually tied the ball game. That was off of Jeff Hoffman. And I know maybe we're giving them too much credit for hitting a homer off Jeff Hoffman, because when you look at Jeff Hoffman's baseball savant from last year, you can literally see his barrel percentage is in the 1th percentile, or the 1st percentile, excuse me. So, which means he's the worst in the league. But Jeff Hoffman comes out, and it's funny, I made a short on this, and everyone's like, what does this mean? I guess this is people who maybe are just getting into baseball. They're like, how could you get 4 strikeouts in an inning? Because I said you got 4 strikeouts.
Dude, that's not even just getting into baseball. Like, that is undeniably confusing. Like the craziest stat line I've ever seen. I know.
You know? Like, you get 4 strikeouts in 1 inning. Well, for me, because I've played baseball growing up, well, that means you got to chop 4 strike, right? That means you got to chop 4 strike. But it's crazy. Like, again, I'll say it again. We'll bring it up because it did happen on Friday, so we kind of forgot about that narrative. But, like, he comes in, he absolutely gets beat up, right, by that 1 homer, but then he strikes out 4 guys. And it's like he looks dominant. And actually, I wanted to bring this up. I wanted to bring this up. I thought about this in the shower. I'm going to bring the wavelength meter up. And I'm going to call that our panic meter. I want you to illustrate to everyone here, where are you on the panic meter for Jeff Hoffman?
Go ahead, do it right now, man. Get it going right now, man.
I had a great shower thought. I'm like, how can we add to this show? What do we have here?
All right,
we got the panic meter right here. Jeff Hoffman. And now there's another guy, too, that we're going to talk about a little bit later, and we'll bring up the panic meter.
Yeah.
On this side right here for video platforms towards me is we are panicking. It's absolutely danger.
The far left is panic.
Right, or the far right on the camera.
Sure.
Far left is we are totally calm and cool. Like, it's literally Dylan Cease out there. Where are you on the panic meter, Nick?
With Jeff Hoffman?
With Jeff Hoffman right now, where does it stand?
Well, okay, I'll qualify everything here. I'm not panicked or worried at all about the season, and if he comes in and he blows a couple, I'm not concerned about what it's going to mean for the overall year. I do think I am a little concerned about here's what I'm concerned about. I'm concerned that he is going to come in and be the closer for the whole year, but we're gonna finish almost exactly how we did last year, where there's stretches of I look amazing and I'm awesome, and then there's stretches where it's game blown, but it's not gonna be enough for us to actually address it at the trade deadline. We're gonna say to ourselves, oh, but this stuff looks really good, and because of that, we're actually gonna hold on and we're gonna ride with it. And that's what I'm concerned about. I'm concerned that he's not gonna be good enough or bad enough to actually decide to make a shift. So with that in mind, I'm going to go somewhere kind of around there.
Like 7.5, basically.
I think he's going to do almost... I'm concerned he's going to be the exact same guy that he was last year, and there's going to be no difference from season to season. That's where I'm at.
So for me, I think coming into this season, I was like around like 8, 7.5, kind of where it was last year. I tried to allow myself to give him the grace and the leash to be like, okay, that was obviously a very weird year, and I will always bring this up. It is so weird. This is last year's baseball stuff. I mean, it's the
doesn't
pure
make
red.
sense, man.
It doesn't make any bloody sense. How can a guy with expected batting average of 92nd percentile, expected ERA 61, not the greatest, have a barrel percentage of 1? It's probably because they're factoring in all the whiff and the Ks and everything like that. So it didn't make any bloody sense to me. So I was like, you know what? He was so good 2 years prior to that. Maybe this is a weird, reliever bullpen year. I'm going to give him some grace here. I think that's very fair. And I kind of went right down to the middle. But after yesterday, I think I can tick it up just a little bit because it's like everything that I already knew was already confirmed. And if everything I already knew that is already confirmed about him last year happened in one game, and that game was the epitome of Jeff Hoffman, then yeah, I'm starting to get concerned it might be back. So I'm like a 5.5 or 6 right now on the panic meter.
Okay, yeah, and again, I'm not worried that he's gonna come. Like, really, what I'm most concerned about is that he is, good enough to stay in the role.
Yeah.
Not, but certainly not good enough to actually help us win a World Series.
Right.
Now, with all that, I want to transition and talk about the other bullpen arm that people are discussing in the chat right now, and that's Brendan Little. And I have a take with Brendan Little, and I'm gonna give you that take right now. Brendan Little has the yips. That's what it is. Because his stuff, Brendan Little's stuff, is amazing. It is filthy what he can do with the baseball. I mean, some of those off-speed pitches are absolutely ludicrous. It was the knuckle curve, I believe it was last year. That was one of the best pitches in all of baseball. And you saw that pitch in the outing that he came out on Saturday. You did see that pitch, and it looked really, really good. Doesn't matter, though. He's got the yips. It's all mental. It is all mental with Brendan Little. If he can get through whatever he is going through internally, just right up here in the dome, in the brain, if he can get through that, then he is going to be one of the filthiest left-handers in all of baseball. But that's the problem right now. It's a mental thing. I'm convinced of it. The mechanics look amazing.
Yeah, yesterday, or not yesterday, it was 2 days ago, Saturday, it was kind of all over the place when you look at his placement of his pitches. Just take a look at this chat. The sinker, I think he threw 4 of them for a strike. Knuckle curve, it didn't even hit the zone. And there were some too, and he wasn't finishing his pitches and he wasn't snapping. That for me, all spring, his mechanics look great. Why is it that on opening day this is happening?
It's a fucking shotgun shell, dude. It doesn't look like, what is that?
And then he's forced to throw, the four-seamer and whatnot. But I thought I had it right here, and I believe I do. Oh, yeah, I do have it right here. This is game 2, by the way, on the Saturday. Langoliers hit the grand slam off him. And look at this spread chart or this heat map by Langoliers. This is all of his home runs from the start of 2023 on the left side. And if you're on audio, it is all up and it is all in and it is all, in the middle of the zone. Little, this is the first pitch he's ever hit out of the ballpark below the knees. So while he wasn't playing great, I will say Shea Langoliers, he was hot. He was hot that weekend, and he read that knuckle curve, I believe it was. I forget now. He read that, and he sent it over the wall, and he was ready to do damage. So I think it doesn't help that he was playing not great, but also doesn't help that he ran into a hot Langoliers. And I was saying this, too, on the broadcast. Why did John Schneider keep him in? Because there was that weird inning. Remember, it was Flu Hardy came in, had 2 comebackers bounce off his leg, leaves with an injury, and then the next 3 batters are all left, or there's 2 of them are lefties. Okay, great. We're going to keep going with the lefty, 3-batter minimum. He's in. But then we keep him in after, I believe, a strikeout. It was a weird, lucky chopper, and then it was a walk to Nick Kurtz. Bases are now loaded. Why did John Schneider keep him in? I'm not going to start blaming John Schneider because, again, it's a long season, everybody. But, that was one of those situations, early season, this, you got to recognize the moment. You got a hot Shea Langoliers right here, homered off you twice yesterday. You have a favorable matchup for Shea Langoliers, lefty on righty, favorable. We have to be anticipating as John Schneider and the management to get ready to pull the hook on him. And you got to recognize, too, Little didn't have his best stuff, as we just looked right there. It was tough sledding for him after the first batter strikeout.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm bringing back the panic meter. Where I was on Brandon Little, I actually was a lot higher on him coming into the year. I was right around here because I believed he added a lot of good stuff. And there was concrete stuff right there that was showing me that, okay, Brandon Little could actually come back. Honestly, I am chalking that grand slam, that whole inning up to it was the yips. And he's got the stuff. He's got to overcome it. He's got to get comfortable. I'm still going to be right around a 5, I would say, right in the middle of the panic meter. I'm not like over panicking, but I'm like still keeping an eye on him right now.
I'm basically where I was with Jeff Hoffman. I'm right over there. Yeah, I'm right over there, man.
Don't you believe any of the stuff?
Of course I believe in the stuff, but stuff means nothing. Stuff means absolutely nothing if you can't conquer yourself. And if you can't conquer your own mental, then it doesn't matter, right? Like, it really doesn't matter. We're gonna go golfing for I guess second time this year, right? We're gonna. What did you tell me the first time that we went golfing, right? What did you tell me? You were like, I'm gassed out. It's all in my head, right? You were going too quick.
I was too excited.
You were way too excited, right? It was all mental.
But I believe in myself. I just got to calm down and like get back to what I know, because I know I can do it. I've done it not 1,000 times. I've done it several times before. But like that one day, I was gassed up and I'm like, oh, I'm ready to go, because I did have the yips. But yeah, but knowing that, I'm gonna use that right back to you, and like, there could be easy bounce back because the mechanics are there.
I hear that. I do understand it. His last 3 appearances, Saturday was a grand slam game. The appearances prior to that was a walk-off home run to Freddie Freeman in the World Series, and then it was a game-tying home run to Cal Raleigh in Game 6 of the ALCS.
Yeah, it's not a good stretch, but
it's a really bad, it's a very bad mental stretch, and I do believe in the mechanics. I do believe in them. It's just, it's so abundantly clear that this is a mental thing, and I need to see some positive movement in one direction. I got to see a good outing from him, and then I think I can start buying in to, you can get over this and you can get through this. But that was quite literally the worst possible outcome when it comes to starting a season off.
Yeah.
Giving up a grand slam, like when you'd already been walking and there's so much conversation around you. Like, I'm thinking, in my opinion, the way that I look at that is that's going to put him deeper into the mental hole that he was already in, giving up a grand slam.
We'll see what happens, folks. But that right there is all the negative, unless there's something else I use negative out here. Let's get it out of the way.
Nope,
Rip the
everything else fucking rocks,
Okay,
dude.
great. Let's get back to the positive,
Everything
everybody.
else was freaking awesome with this team.
Let's get back to the positive. Going back to that Friday night, we had Andres Jimenez with the walk-off hit. I mean, he had a great series, ladies and gentlemen. My goodness, it feels like Andres Jimenez in March, and you tweeted this out, is prime Barry Bonds.
Yeah,
he's
dude.
prime Barry Bonds.
No, he's for whatever reason, and we saw this last opening series as well. Like, he popped off almost immediately afterwards. He was not very good. So I'm hopeful that that's not the case, and maybe this year we can actually carry that through a little bit further.
Yeah, I was gonna bring this up because he brought this up in his post-game interview. How much weight do you put on the fact that he just won the World Baseball Classic? How much weight do you put on that like confidence that he gives him? Because that's what he was talking about.
I'll tell you what, I can't do it both. I can't play both sides, right? Okay, I just said that Brendan Little's whole thing is he's got the yips and mentally he's in the tank, which I do truly believe. I think vice versa can actually be said for Andres Jimenez. You beat the United States, right?
Yeah.
And you are on Mount Everest when it comes to just,
Baseball.
your mental and your brain and how you are feeling about things and how you're feeling about yourself and how your peers are feeling about you, right? I mean, like, you're walking into the clubhouse and you're the guy that everybody's saying is he can't hit for shit. I mean, Vladdy can't say anything to you right now. You just won the World Baseball Classic. Like, you got to be feeling good about yourself, and I do think that plays a little bit.
Yeah, I absolutely do. And now I'm not saying that he's going to be out here like Barry Bonds all season long.
No.
But I think, can he improve upon his sub 600 OPS? Like, yeah, dude, give me a high. All I'm asking is him to be a high 600 OPS. Like, don't be a complete dead spot in the lineup. And we saw his great defensive play. He turned an amazing double play with Ernie.
I was watching it again this morning. It is
gross.
It is actually gross.
It is so gross. So I guess without further ado, guys, it is time to crown the first J of the week of the 2026 season, because in 2025, this was actually the exact same guy.
I was thinking it might be, yes.
It was the exact same guy. Guys, it's time to crown the J of the week. Well, we just talked about him. It's Andres Jimenez. Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause for him. And literally last year, I looked at my 2025, J of the week list, and he was the number one.
Right?
I kept the counter, and he was the first one on the list, and he's the first one on the list this year. He had a 1.310 OPS that led the Blue Jays. If you're just talking about qualified, I mean, he gets played every single day. He led all the guys who played every single day, so shout out to him. We got the actual results here. This is voted by you guys, by the way. Voted all by you guys. Jimenez was first, whopping 61.8%. Cease right behind at 19.5. Okamoto 10.8. And Gausman, like I brought up earlier, kind of shocked, 7.9. Just not even close. Everyone forgot about him.
Yeah, granted, though, I do think ultimately we made, or the community made, the right call here. Andrés Giménez had a walk-off. He went 6 for 11. We don't win that series, maybe, if he's not on the team.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
It was a huge performance by him, and you can at least definitely tack one win and say it's like we wouldn't have had this without you, maybe even 2. So credit to Andrés Giménez. We didn't also put up the fact that he had some great defensive plays on there, but he was making shit look easy, man. I think you're going to see that all season long. So this is an amazing 2026 debut for Andrés Giménez. He started out 2026 from a baseball standpoint maybe better than anyone on planet Earth, having won the WBC, then having a great series like this, and of course winning Blue Jays Today Jay of the Week. That's
pretty high up there.
It's WBC, then it's Blue Jays. It's kind of like right there, right neck and neck. But the guy is riding high right now, and I do truly hope for him that this can continue a little bit longer into April, because it means so much to the team having a guy down there batting ninth that is cooking.
Absolutely. Turn the lineup over. Andrés Giménez, keep it going, kid. You're the Jay of the Week for the Toronto Blue Jays. Let's talk about another guy that was on that list right there, number 2 in votes, Dylan Cease. And both you and I think we're being, cautiously optimistic, I would say, about Dylan Cease. Like, yeah, we know he's got great stuff, but we got to see it first. We got to see it at the big league level. We got to see it in a Blue Jays uniform. I think we both can agree that we are now optimistic about what Dylan Cease can do after setting a franchise record in strikeouts in his first Blue Jays appearance.
Yeah, this isn't an exaggeration to say, folks, but the Toronto Blue Jays haven't had a pitcher like this in years. And what I mean by that is a dominant, high velo strikeout type of individual. I wasn't aware of this, but because we were speculating while we were watching the game, we're like, who's the most recent starter that has thrown 100 miles per hour? And I was thinking, well, like, did Nate Pearson do that at one point? Like, did he ever even start for us? I can't remember. But no, Keegan Matheson wrote in his article following the Dylan Cease start that actually Brandon Morrow was the most recent. There's only been one individual since we've started tracking this shit. Wow. Since 2008, you don't know if somebody did it before then or not, right? But there's only been one guy in the history of the pitch tracking era from a starting standpoint. So he started the baseball game for the Toronto Blue Jays that has ever clipped 100 miles per hour. That happened back in 2010, I believe it was. Wow. And it was Brandon Morrow. So it has been a long time since we've had anybody of this caliber at the starting pitching role.
Yeah, this is massive. Obviously, he's got 31 or 32 more, because some years he gets 33 starts. He's got that many more starts to go, so we got to wait and see. But my goodness, I mean, what a better debut you could have. And again, I know that off the top, it's like we were kind of giving the Athletics excuses, or giving ourselves excuses if we couldn't beat them by saying this is a good lineup. They're still a good lineup, right? And he was able to weave his way magically through that lineup with 7 in a row at one point. 12 is the franchise record. So very excited for Dylan Cease.
Dude, I posted a short yesterday, and I was like, well, we embarrassed the Athletics. We embarrassed the Athletics. And some people were like, what do you mean we didn't embarrass them? Like, we had 2 walk-offs.
Oh, that's crazy.
It was really close. I hear what people are saying. Like, sure, yeah, like there were some close wins and what have you. Yeah. But 50 strikeouts.
Just do the math right there. Like, 16.7 is what the average would be, right?
That, imagine if the roles were reversed. Think about if the Toronto Blue Jays got struck out 50 times. We would be I would be embarrassed. I would be livid. I'd be angry. I'd be lashing out at people. Well, I'd be a terrible person to be around. I would be embarrassed.
What's the quick math? I know that we earned an extra out and a couple extra innings there for sure. 29 innings. You got 50 strikeouts. Like that, you're closing in on 2 strikeouts an inning. Like,
almost.
You're right. If the Blue Jays, especially going off last year, did that, I'd be like, what?
This guy is falling.
This guy's falling.
Like, that's actually like a holy shit.
What is going on? Yeah, exactly. So Oakland Athletics, how much is it the Athletics? How much is it the Blue Jays? Like, if I'm the Athletics, like, the whole identity of this team is I am a great offensive team. Maybe we got to rethink this a little bit and just start putting the barrel to the ball. Take a page of the Blue Jays book.
Yes, yeah.
Whatever the fuck we were doing.
No, they're on the plane home, and like they're like this, man.
Oh yeah,
it's like this. You know, it's got to be full on spiral. So no, I think the Toronto Blue Jays manhandled them, and I understand that. Yes, there were a couple games that ended up in a walk-off, but they still won. That's the way of it, right? Did you win the game? Did you lose the game? They won the game. And when you look at all of the counting stats and all of the metrics, no, we manhandled the Athletics this weekend.
And some people might come out here and argue. It's like, oh, you barely won 2. Like, you should have lost 2. That's just stupid because we didn't. Because at the end of the day, we actually won.
Yes.
I mean, and again, like we pointed out the negatives. If it weren't for those negatives, and there are always going to be negatives in team, we would be, dominating.
Dude,
it would be a joke.
If Brendan Little didn't pitch this weekend, then we would have spanked them likely
8-2 or 8-3.
Right, exactly.
That would have been my prediction.
Who knows how many more or less they would have got, but it definitely wouldn't have went to extras. That is for damn sure.
Yeah,
so.
absolutely. And so Dylan Cease dominant. We dominated them. We embarrassed them. We walked them off twice. Those were the first 2 games, and then you had Game 3, which is very, very refreshing. I mean, how good is it to just ease your way into a nice sweep 5-2 victory, and it was off the power of the bats right here. The bats really woke up because before that, we had a Kirky homer that tied the game. That was the only homer that the Blue Jays hit in the first 2 games of the series. And then you had 1 homer by Oki, 1 by George Springer, and then 1 by Jesus Sanchez. Let's start with the Jesus Sanchez one because there was a couple moments prior, I believe in Game 2 he came in, where he was hitting the ball pretty damn well off the bat. He had like 106 exit velo straight into Nick Kurtz's glove. And then it finally came through fruition in Game 3 when he had a 3-0 count, Vladdy behind him, nowhere, I mean, there is somewhere to put him, but he doesn't want to face Vladdy. And he gets a fastball, the lower part of the zone, hits out of the ballpark. There was this great moment where David Popkins was very proud of his guy. Here it is right here. Mm-hmm. I thought it was awesome. Just absolutely great. Thoughts on Jesus Sanchez just being a little surprise addition. So I say surprise, not to disrespect him. I say surprise because we're thinking about all the starting lineup dudes. And I think, honestly, let's be honest with ourselves. He's kind of the last guy that we're thinking about. We're thinking about Oki. We're thinking about George, Vlad, Kirk, all these guys. Jesus Sanchez, if he can be a surprise and add some pop, my goodness, that's special. What are your thoughts on him so far?
Well, interesting stat right here. Shout out to Drew Gamer. Also, thank you for the 300 people that are watching, that are in the chat and everything like that. We do appreciate every single one of you guys. He says, fun fact, last year Jesus never hit a home run on a pitch 96 miles per hour.
David Popkins effect.
He did it yesterday.
That is such an obvious David Popkins effect because he's smiling, and I said this during the live play-by-play. He's smiling because it's so obvious what's coming right there. With Vladdy behind you, 3-0, you don't want to walk him. This is a big moment in this ballgame. You give up something here, especially to Vladdy, game's over. And as we learned, it was over. So what do you do? You're getting a fastball. David Popkins absolutely drilled that into him to look and search and hunt for those type of counts. Mm-hmm. That was that count. And you could sell out 3-0 for the fastball, and that's what he did.
Yeah, exactly. I don't care. If you end up taking the most embarrassing swing of all time, doesn't matter. It's still going to be 3-1 next swing, baby. Exactly. It's all fine.
And you know what? If you popped it up or ground out, that's okay, because this is David Popkins' approach. That's literally what he breeds. And last year, we maybe years prior, we were kind of like, 3-0, don't take, or don't swing, just take it. Last year, we saw a lot of 3-0 green lights, because it's the MLB. This is the best pitch you're going to get probably for the next week.
Totally.
So go and do some damage. Go tee it up, and he did it. So I'm glad that you're already seeing the David Popkins influence right here.
Yes, yeah.
Right?
And again, to kind of, just finish off my thoughts on Jesus Sanchez, you brought him in to mash righties. He mashed a righty.
Hell yeah.
And it was awesome. So the new guys are producing at an extremely high clip right now. Let's talk a little bit about Kazuma Okamoto, because he's obviously everybody's new favorite player. Mm-hmm. He has a home run yesterday as well. This is after, mind you, in the first 2 games, he was just poking singles all over the ballpark.
Two-strike approach.
No problem. Yep. There was a couple swings in there, folks, that looked eerily similar to Bo Bichette when he was on a 2-strike count. Just defense, keep the bat in the plane as long as possible and just defend that plate. And then, you know what? Sometimes you get a couple that go the other way and find a hole. And then we saw that with Okamoto. So the fact that coming over to MLB, because zoom out for a second and think about this narrative. He's never played in MLB before. He has never played in MLB before. By the end of that series, he was batting fourth, right? He bat forwarded on Saturday. He ends up with a home run. He ends up with multiple RBIs, multiple singles, several different walks as well. From a debut series for a guy that's never played in MLB before, I think that's pretty good.
I mean, I think he had an OPS over 1,000 right there. Yeah, literally looking right here, 1,012 was his OPS with an average of 333, slugging of 583. Okamoto, you picked him for OPS. Guess what? He's obviously going to win that category. But this is a great start. And he's still, you can make the argument, he's still getting accustomed. Or you could also make the other argument, maybe I'm going to play a little bit of devil's advocate here. He could just start off strong, but then there's going to be that adjustment because they don't even know how to attack him yet. They don't know. And right now I've been noticing he's been very patient early on, taking a lot of borderline pitches, but I don't think that's a problem. He's taking borderline pitches, not taking anything down the middle. He is expanding a little bit. I think you look at his Savant page, he's got a pretty high whiff rate. It's only 3 games, but still pretty high whiff rate so far. Expanding a little bit, but it's not killing him. You saw Bo Bichette have an extremely high whiff rate, or not whiff rate, but chase rate because he expands his own, but it doesn't matter because he's a great contact hitter. So I'm excited about him. I'm excited what he can do moving forward. Sure, get some pretty good pitching.
And I like
bad pitching.
I like what you said there. Obviously, we are on cloud 9 right now about this series because it really couldn't have started a whole lot better.
Yeah.
But we do need to come back to earth a little bit on some of these individuals, like someone like an Okamoto. The league will adjust. The league will adjust. We were up against some shitty pitchers there too, guys.
Oh,
let's call a spade a spade.
Yeah.
Athletics. Bad pitching staff. We are going to be up against the Rockies pitching staff. Terrible pitching staff.
Bad.
White Sox, just as bad. Terrible pitching staff. So the first 9 games, I could see us having an incredible first 10.
Oh, yeah.
Feeling like we are 100% going to win this whole thing, win the World Series, and then ending up coming back to earth a little bit when you start to see some of those other pitching staffs. But for now, I'm riding high. I love what I saw out of Okamoto. I love what I saw out of Jesus Sanchez. And I love what I see right here from just in the nick of time with a $20 donation. Hey, boys, hope y'all doing well. Miss everyone in the chat, too. We gonna dominate this year. Press 1 if you all agree.
Press 1.
I better see it. Why do I not see any 1s in there? I better see a hell of a lot of 1s entering into the chat right now. W's in the chat for just in the nick of time. Thank you, by the way, everybody, for tuning in, for liking up this stream, and for being there on the whole weekend. This was the best opening day weekend from Adam and I's standpoint, Blue Jays Today's standpoint, that we've ever had in the history of this channel, and we would not be here without all you guys. So if you're enjoying this coverage and you're new here and you want to be part of this community, it's free to subscribe. We're going to be live tomorrow. We're going to be live on Thursday. We're going to have a show on Friday and multiple videos coming out throughout the week. So we appreciate you guys endlessly.
Honestly, and my favorite part of the season, well, I love watching the games, but my second favorite part of the season is actually sitting here on the afternoons with you guys and just like chatting ball and like going through everything and just chatting and expressing our thoughts and opinions. It's so much fun, man. And I love predicting. I love the wheel. So it's a lot of fun here, guys. So stay tuned for more. We're not going anywhere, though. I got one more thing I want to talk about from that series, and I kind of talked about it in a short, but I wanted to bring it up here, on the stage. Alejandro Kirk framing.
Oh,
not
get me
dead.
going, man.
Not dead.
You want to get me going?
Oh, yeah. Woo! Dude, it's not dead, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone thought it was going to die. Everyone said the ABS going to kill framing Kirk.
You know what?
No.
Everyone is stupid. Everyone is stupid, dumb, thicky, dumb idiots because Alejandro Kirk proved all of the haters wrong this weekend. He was filthy. He might have been the best I've seen him back there, just absolutely stealing. And I feel it felt even better now because you knew that they could challenge him.
Yeah.
But they weren't. No one was challenging him, and he was getting all these calls.
And granted, I think a big part of that is, for whatever reason, the first couple games, the Athletics were just not challenging these when some of these were just absolutely gross. And if some people might say, oh, well, Kirk is fooling him or fooling the batters. Well, I think the batters, most of their judgments based on how the pitch is coming in. So you can argue the pitcher's fooling, but the Kirk's fooling the umpire in getting the call of strike. So look, if they're not going to challenge it, steal it. You know what I mean? You might as well keep framing and stealing it. If they're not going to challenge it,
yeah. And
steal it.
Here's the thing, right? Like, let's say, for instance, you end up, you steal 5 strikes, okay? You steal 5. From the batter standpoint, over there, are you going to have the confidence every single time to challenge that pitch? Right? Mm-hmm. Because if it's called a strike, then you think, oh, maybe that was a ball, but do I know for sure?
Right.
Do I feel confident enough to make that challenge? Now you're questioning yourself. Now you don't know anymore. You don't want to be wrong. So then
you only have 2 challenges.
So then you're gonna let a lot of those go when they were relatively close, and Kirk's still gonna get those calls.
Yeah, and like early in counts too, because you saw these early in counts, no one on base. Like it's not a high pressure situation. Like you might have already had the lead. Like that's saying like I don't know how these teams are telling their hitters when to call these challenges. Like they may only give certain guys permission. They only give them maybe permissions in certain situations. But if it's like 1-0 and he throws a strike and it's borderline questionable, but it actually is out of the zone, he gets a call for a strike, and let's say it's a 0-0 ball game in the third and you're the first batter, are you going to challenge that?
Exactly.
Right? Maybe not.
You have to be 100% sure. And even though these guys have a great knowledge of the strike zone, they don't really know. Like they think it's like they
don't know this strike zone.
Exactly.
This is
they're
different strike zone.
That was close, but I don't know. He called it a strike. I guess it's a strike.
Because it's a different zone, too. Like, because I said this on our Bad for Baseball podcast. Shout out to that, by the way. The podcast is out now. I said this about the ABS system where, batters go into a game knowing who's behind the plate. Okay, that's this umpire. He's got typically a wide zone or a high zone or whatever zone. Like, this is the zone of today. Whereas this is now the single zone that will be here forever because I am 5'11". Like, that's what it is, right? So they have to learn in the early parts of ABS, what is my zone? And then come accustomed to that.
It will be interesting to see how things progress. But again, opening weekend, things look awesome. Kirk is still the GOAT. He was a criminal back there, stealing everything. And I'm so happy that we get to just put that narrative to rest for, at the very least, a couple weeks.
All right, we got a couple other little hitters right here outside of the weekend series. Some stuff that happened last night. The Blue Jays made a trade. They did. A small one. Leo Jimenez, as we all remember, was designated for assignment because he didn't make the opening day roster. That was the whole caveat right there between him and David Schneider. Well, if you're going to pick David Schneider, you got to get rid of Leo. And they did. But they found a trade. And funny enough, it feels like we keep dumping all of our borderline 26 men on the Miami Marlins, and we do exactly that again. And the Blue Jays make the trade, Leo Jimenez, for this guy named Dub Gleed. And now, before anyone jumps to conclusion and goes, oh, who the hell is Dub Gleed? Kind of sneaky good. I was looking at it a little bit earlier. 9th round pick in 2024, but you look at the NCAA numbers. This guy had a 1,000 OPS, about a 350, and in his first, soaring, he literally soared through the minor leagues. He went from rookie ball to AAA, and the numbers are kind of rounding out like 737 OPS. He had to make some adjustments, but in the his first ever, minor league system, his professional year, he soared through the minors. And you might say that's just the Miami Marlins. You can absolutely say that.
Yeah.
But still, he showed some signs in rookie ball and, AA. But hey, let's see what this kid can do coming out of college,
man.
right?
And we don't need him right now. We might not even need him next year. So go chill in AAA for a while. Be a Buffalo Bison, and then when your time is called upon, hopefully we'll have a roster spot for you, because this time we didn't have one for Leo Jimenez.
That's the thing, right? We got to reset the clock on the next Leo Jimenez.
Correct.
We did that with Otto Lopez. We did it with Leo Jimenez. Both of them Miami Marlins. Maybe we're going to send Dub Gleed back to Miami when it's all said and done. You never know. But it's good to have that insurance.
Sure, man. Yeah, it's just better than the alternative. We were just going to give away Jimenez for free.
Yeah, so, literally. So why not get his younger replacement?
Something back, which they did do. So W's in the chat for the Toronto Blue Jays right there for coming out with that one.
Yeah, and one last thing before we break down the Rockies series, I wanted to bring this up. You made a short about it today. I think this is crazy, and I don't want to just say.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to say all Mets fans are like this, because that's not true.
Not true.
We know Wardy; he's a great guy, and I don't think he would be doing this. But there are some out there, especially the ones in the stands, that are overreacting a hell of a lot. Bo Bichette if you haven't heard, he got loudly booed after he struck out yesterday to end the 7th. He didn't have a good series. I think he only had like one hit or something like that.
Okay, so let's call a spade a spade. Bo was terrible.
He was
had
terrible.
A terrible series. I own him on fantasy. I think he struck out 7 times.
That's terrible.
I think he had a couple rough plays at third, which is to be expected. So he was undeniably awful. That does not warrant you booing a guy after 3 games.
That's just shows you either you're a casual fan, you're a fair weathered fan, because it's literally March still, and that's what I always classify this. It is March 30th, and yesterday was March 29th. Duh, easy math. But you can't be getting on your new addition, especially because we know him so well. Like, I mean, Bo can have a slow start to the season, and then out of nowhere hits like 400 one month. And also, too, he's been a Blue Jay's entire life, and he's coming into a very hostile environment in the New York Mets. And, he's struggling. He's trying to get adjusted.
Well, I'll tell you what. I think it's going to get worse before it gets better, because I heard Frank the Tank, and I know Frank the Tank's whole thing. He's a Barstool guy. His whole thing is he's going to rage online, and he's going to
freak out over everything.
Yeah, he's going to freak out over everything, and, sometimes it's kind of funny. I decided to listen to his thing. That was my own mistake. And he was talking, honestly, a lot about, like, his terrible swings, Bo Bichette's. It's going to get worse before it gets better, because like let's also call a spade. When he was with Toronto, there were stretches when Bo Bichette had some of the ugliest, most disgusting at-bats that I have ever seen.
Oh, yeah. It's like 3 strikes just way in the other's batter's box swinging a miss.
It is horrendously bad. And there would be weeks where that is what's happening, and you're like, oh my god, Bo Bichette is batting 2 again, and we're swinging at balls going into the dugout. But you as a fan, we know this. You as a fan have to just go through that. Understand that in 3 weeks from now, somehow he's gonna hit those baseballs, and they're gonna find grass.
How many times have we had the conversation in the early parts of this Blue Jays Today show? It's our 7th year, by the way, crazy. But how many times have we had conversations saying Bo's got to change his approach?
Oh, I know.
Early on, when we were figuring out like what he was, he's got to change it. He's got to shorten up. He's got to blah blah. Mets fans, if you're out there and you're looking for answers, do not ask him to change his approach. It
won't happen.
It will never happen.
And it shouldn't happen.
And here's the crazy thing. Eventually, the approach will work. And you'll be like, I don't get it. I don't know how he's on 2 strikes again so quickly, but yet he's coming up with big base hits and he's being clutch. Stay patient. Booing him is not the answer. Supporting him is, but maybe that's different in Toronto versus New York.
Yes, that's the thing, right? I mean, in all of our time watching Bo Bichette, I would never and have never and just won't ever boo a player after their first 3 games. I don't really agree with booing your own team anyways. Like, unless they actually specifically are not trying.
Or your name's Anthony Bass.
Okay, yeah.
Anthony Bass got booed.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, but for me, it's like, unless you're not trying, I don't want to boo my own team. I want to support my own team. They feel differently about it in New York, and I don't like it.
You know what we should do? If he keeps getting booed, when he comes back for Canada Day, big-ass ovation. Big-ass ovation ceremony.
Opt out and come back.
Oh, yeah. That's what you do. Show him the love. Show him that, hey, this is maybe worth a little bit more than just $42 million.
JD in here saying Barstool Sports is just dumb folks yelling loud.
Correct.
I guess that's what we have in common then.
I
can't get on them for that, man, because that's kind of what happens here sometimes.
But maybe they're a little bit dumber, maybe a little bit louder.
Or meaner, maybe. Maybe
they are meaner.
That's the thing, right? It's like, because we're dumb and we also yell, but it's I hope anyways that we're not mean.
Yeah, I don't want to be mean. We're not bullies here.
I don't think so. Let's talk about the upcoming series against the Colorado Rockies. Now, folks, I'm going to say it right now. We might wipe this team off of planet Earth. They might file for bankruptcy.
They might get relegated, actually.
They might have to make a whole new fucking league and send just the Rockies down there to play in it, because they won't belong in MLB. They won't want to show their faces in MLB after this. Rockies, 0-3 to start the season.
Rough.
They got swept by the Miami Marlins.
The team that we're sending Alvarado Lopez's and Leo Jimenez's to, mind you. But Canadian hero Owen Casey, though. Hello.
Yes. Owen Casey, we
Go.
respect Owen Casey. He's amazing. And Kyle Stowers is also pretty good.
Yeah.
I think he's injured, actually, to start.
Oh, wow,
so
really?
I think they did that all without Kyle Stowers.
That's how bad the Rockies are.
Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong right there, but yeah, I think we might wipe these guys off of planet Earth. We might wipe we are gonna kill them. I'm saying it right now. We are gonna obliterate this team.
Yeah, it's
feel free to clip this if we lose.
Dude, feel free. Let's break it down. I don't know how much we're gonna break down because we got Cody Ponce going up against Sugano. I already know enough about Sugano when he played for Baltimore. I don't believe he was very good. He had a 4.64 ERA. That was his entire career because he played one season with the Baltimore Orioles. I think Cody Ponce is due for a massive game here. I think based on what we saw, we didn't even talk about Eric Lauer getting 9 strikeouts. That was unbelievable. Just Eric Lauer casually 9 strikeouts. If he's getting 9, not Cody Ponce, Dylan Cease is getting 12. Kevin Gausman, getting 11. What's Cody Ponce going to do? I think he's going to feed off that energy. He'll look great in spring. He's going to get like 8, 9, or 10. He's going to absolutely dominate these Rockies. We're going to be chilling.
Also, I see Aracemi in the chat saying my computer just died, by the way, so I'm pulling it up on my phone. But I see Aracemi in the chat saying, Nick jinxing us. That's impossible because I called a sweep against the Athletics. And actually I said in game 1 it's going to be a tight game and we're just going to barely win. Then in game 2 there's going to be an offensive explosion. And we're gonna win like that. And then in game 3, we're gonna kind of handle them. I literally called exactly what it was. So no, I'm not jinxing them. We just saw that right now. I'm granted a little leeway right here.
There we go.
I do think that we're gonna slap in this game 1 though. Cody Ponce. Are we going to get our 3rd double-digit strikeout performance?
It's very possible, man. I mean, I didn't think Lauer had 9 in him. I didn't think Dylan had 12 or Gausman with 11. 8 minimum. 8 minimum.
Okay. Sun Bear. No.
No, that's a troll.
That's
Sun Bear in the chat saying Rockies are underrated.
No.
They got swept by the Marlins.
No. Guys. There was a stretch last year, a serious moment of time where they were on pace to lose the most games in all of MLB. And in fact, correct me if I'm wrong, but last year they lost about 120. It was something like that.
They lost. Oh, yeah, that's not right here.
Or like 115, 120.
Oh, yeah, they changed it. Something
it was
like
a lot of
Something
games
like
that they lost. This is a really bad ball team, and I think we are going to deliver it to them. Yeah, feel free to come at me if we find a way to lose this thing. But, like, we'd have to be playing bad.
No, like, something has to go critically wrong. Like for whatever reason, Cody Ponce is just... I don't even want to throw it up. We are just throwing it down the middle at 89 miles per hour every other pitch.
Eephus pitch.
Like,
this time it's gonna work.
Yeah. No, it's just unbelievable. We've beaten up Sugano in the past. We can do it again. So with that being said, we got some picks for tonight's game. Shout out to Sports Interaction, Sportsbook, and Casino. Every game is your game when you bet with Sports Interaction, Canada's homegrown sports book. We got our lines right here. We're going to go right now. On the right is Nick's. On the left is mine. I've got Cody Ponce over 5.5 strikeouts. It's 1.8 times your money. I've seen enough. We're going to get it. Like we are absolutely on fire. And pitching is contagious, just like hitting is contagious. Give me Cody Ponce there.
I like that quite a bit. I have just the overall spread. Now, you can't get too much back with it. The odds are certainly telling you that it should happen anyways. But I'm still taking it because I believe in the free money. And I see a couple people in here saying it was 119. So it was 119 games that they lost last year.
Gross.
And somebody just reminded me, too, didn't we beat them 24-2 last year?
Someone said earlier in 3 games we scored 41 runs.
Was that what it was?
Something like that? Yeah.
Because I remember you made a short or like a little meme graphic about it.
Yeah, guys, we're gonna absolutely destroy them.
I think
they're gonna be leaving Rogers Center with bags over their heads and their pants on their ankles.
We are now getting to the place where we could be flirting with jinx danger, but I'm not worried. I'm not worried about it. I think that we're gonna drop like at least 7 tonight, and I think Ponce is gonna
if we do lose this series, don't look at us. Look at the Jays, because there's got to be something wrong if you lose against these guys.
Drunk on Sunday night because we were hyped up after the series sweep, and then we fumbled majors. So game 1, both Adam and I are saying that is going to be a W. let's finish this thing off by just shouting at Sports Interaction, Sportsbook and Casino. Once again, they got you covered with pitch-by-pitch live betting and easy deposits and payouts. Every game is your game when you bet with Sports Interaction. Go to sportsbook.com/BJN to open an account. Ontario only, 19 plus. Please play responsibly. Also, Leah Herring in here saying, do you guys still sell merch? Yeah, we do. There's a link in our description.
There's a link in our description, but also a little teaser. We're going to get some new merch soon. I don't know when that's going to happen. It's coming soon.
Yeah.
A little bit of a rebrand coming up. I don't know when that's going to happen. It's coming soon. So we'll let you guys know.
But also maybe a reason to go and buy some merch right now, because that is not going to be there anymore.
It won't be there.
And it will immediately become vintage retro Blue Jays today.
Like these hats, they're gonna be gone.
They're gonna be replaced. Yeah, like I know that everybody always says it's like, oh, buy it now, it's selling out fast.
No, it's
not selling out fast. It's just actually gonna leave.
Actually, we print it when you buy it, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But you guys, like literally, these are gonna be relegated in like a month's time. So just so you know, go buy it now. Game 2 coming up. I mean, does it matter? I mean, we're gonna be live for it, so it does matter.
I don't even know.
Max Scherzer up against. Who is it going to? They don't even have him. Like, they're so confused. It's Ryan Feltner. Who's Ryan Feltner?
Okay, let's take a look at what Ryan Feltner has done.
Ryan Feltner. Does anyone know what Ryan Feltner's done? Looking it up right now. Search. He has a 5.19 career ERA. Hasn't pitched this year, obviously. Last year to 4.75.
30 innings last year.
Terrible. He's probably been up and down, maybe hurt. You never know. He's the fifth pitcher on the Rockies.
This is a really bad team.
Against Max Scherzer.
Dude, what does their lineup even look like again?
Oh, dude.
It's got to be like, dude, it's bad,
McCarthy,
man.
Which is... no, never mind. Hunter Goodman's actually the one good guy on this team, I believe. Tovar's good defensively. Willie Castro? Oh, Jesus.
Who is TJ Rumfield?
That's the rookie. Oh,
that's a new guy?
Oh, Edward Julian's here. He was ass in the World Baseball Classic.
I will be honest. I do really like the name TJ Rumfield. Yeah. That
maybe he'll do
sounds good
something
to me. So I'm kind of, now that I'm actually cheering on TJ Rumfield just a little bit to have a good series. But even if he pulls an Andres Jimenez and goes ludicrous mode, it is not going to matter.
No, this
Mad
is gonna
Max
be a win.
is going on game 2.
Yeah.
We're going to be live for the Mad Max start because we got to support the Blue Jays today guy, Max Scherzer. Phenomenal individual off the field just as much as he is great on the field. And this is the highest that I've been for him going onto the field since we got him, actually. I'm feeling very good about Max Scherzer. We could be up against a good team, right? Like, we could be up against the Yankees, and I'd still think that Max Scherzer is going to put up a good outing. And up against the Rockies being at home, I feel very good.
This is a spring training outing for Max Scherzer.
Which he didn't give up an earned run.
Give up an earned run.
So,
like, this is literally what it is. So, no analysis needed right here. That's a win prediction. And then the final game in the series, you got Kevin Gausman coming back. And they're going to be up against Freeland, who I don't know exactly what he did. Let's see what he did. Okay, he pitched 4 1/3 innings, and he gave up a few.
Must have been one earned run.
One earned run, maybe, yeah.
One or two. I don't know how that math works.
Something like that. Maybe 2. That feels right. And then Gausman, Gausman's going to just destroy. This is going to be a sweep. I'm predicting a sweep, and the Blue Jays will be 6-0 after this one.
Look, I think that's
There's no reason not to believe.
No, I think that's the safe prediction at this point.
How do you predict a loss? Who's going to win for them?
I don't know.
Like, for us to lose, we have to mess up. I believe so rock hard in this offense. I believe in this pitching staff. You just have to survive the back innings with Jeff Hoffman and Brendan Little.
Right.
As of right now. I believe in everybody on this team. So, yeah, unless Little and Hoffman want to, help lose the games in one outing.
Which occasionally they do.
They could. Then we'd have to have, half our team only show up. Or, only one guy show up. I don't know. It's just predicting a loss is a hot take.
Yeah, no, I'm right there with you, man. I said sweep on the Athletics. I was right. And I'm gonna say sweep again because this one feels a lot easier.
Yeah, I was giving the Athletics some credit here. Okay, they're gonna find a way to win one, and they almost did. They almost beat us twice. So, but hey, we're clutch. Hello. There's no way. I can't give them anything.
Well, and I think it might be a bit different too if the Rockies had maybe even won 1 or 2 games against the Miami Marlins. But it's just like, I know that we're so early in the season, but being at home, having just swept in the way that they swept, and then seeing the Rockies get swept by Miami.
It's just, this is great timing
here,
for us.
And I hear what Miss Blue is saying is, honestly, as I'm speaking more, I do kind of feel a bit like an arrogant
I do.
Here. I get it, but
I'm allowed.
But the more that I think about it, the more it just I think it actually makes the sense.
I would be disrespecting the Blue Jays if I said they're going to lose a game. Like, if I truly believe that they were going to lose a game against the Rockies, I'm disrespecting them.
Right.
And I get it. They're MLB players. They can win a game. And you know what? There might be a chance where they will. And if they do, sure, you guys can slander us all you want. Absolutely. That's baseball. It's going to happen. But I would bet money, if I had to bet my own hard-earned dollars of what the score or what the series prediction would be. Sweep.
Sweep.
6-0 Blue Jays.
Yeah,
Let's
I think
go.
it's actually a bit of a missed opportunity to even just win it 2-1, to be completely honest with you. But that's what we're predicting for the series. We will be live tomorrow evening for that Max Scherzer start up against... I forget
Freeland.
now.
No,
that's
Feltner.
Wednesday. Feltner, the
Ryan
rookie,
Feltner.
Not rookie, younger guy. No, not younger guy.
He's been
Just
around,
bad.
but just bad.
That's Okay, well, I feel good about that, everybody. To the 350 odd people watching right now, you guys are absolute legends. Please hit that like, smash that subscribe button, and stick around for about 5 to 10 more minutes because it's time to spin that wheel.
The spinning ball, colorful, future determining, stat analyzing, and it's a wheel that we spin every week.
It is, in fact, a wheel that we spin every single week. Also, Aaron saying, how many times did you say Oakland on stream? It must have been at least 15.
Oh, well, that's more. I'd probably put it around like 20, somewhere between 20 and 25.
I stopped counting, but it was, I said it definitely a handful. Adam said it a handful. It was a lot of times, guys. It was a lot of times.
Yeah, Sophie, it is back. That's right. And we already had our first wheel spin on Friday. It was a shortened week, but we wanted to do it for the opening weekend series. I had the first two categories I could pick because I was the loser last year. It is 3-2 overall in this series. This is our 6th year doing this, so can I tie it up this year? So far on a good start. 2-1. I won the Gosman category with the ERA, and then I won the Vladdy with the walks. Vladdy earned like 4 or 5 walks.
Can you do me a quick favor? Just look up the stats for the batters here. I just want to see, was there any way for me, because you went first on the Gosman.
The Gosman.
And so I couldn't have
done that.
There was actually no way for me to
batters,
win there. And there was no way for me to win there
won
as well. So I don't feel bad at all, actually.
I nailed it. I nailed the picks.
Exactly, right? And then on the one that I got to go first on, nailed that one. Yeah. You could have beat me with Andres Menes, but you didn't.
Honestly, and I was even thinking too, like, could I have beaten you with Vladimir Guerrero Jr.? No. And that was my other pick.
That would have
done it.
Yeah, that would have been the other one right there.
So good call on that.
So honestly, I'm not upset about how that first week went. It's about as good as I could have gone. But it is my week this week, and it's time to spin that wheel for the first one right here. What are we gonna get?
You guys let us know who you would pick in the comments down below. What are we gonna get? It's still going. We've got starters.
Oh, that might be one of the ones that it's coming up on the regular.
Okay, and there it is. Yeah, already in the category. What are you gonna do? We've got.
Okay, so this time, now last week it was pretty easy. It was pretty set in stone. You had to go first.
I had to go
because it was Kevin Gosman, and at the end of the day, we didn't know what we were going to get from Dylan Cease yet. We weren't sure. There was only 3 options. This time, I don't have to go first. There are other options here, so I am going to allow you to take this one. And however you want to go with it, go with it.
I gotta go Gosman again.
I think
I gotta
more
go.
than reasonable.
Yeah, like again, he won it for me last week. He's gonna go against the Rockies. The other one would be Dylan Cease, is another good option. He's gonna go against the White Sox. So I guess pick your poison. But there is Munetaka on there. That's the one guy on the White Sox. I'm like, he could come up and bop one.
Yeah.
He is hot right now. So give me Gosman again. I don't even need to change the text. Gosman, let's go.
Yep, that's super reasonable. Now, chat. Do I go crazy mode
Scherzer?
Here? I was thinking about Mad Max.
Whoever's facing the Rockies, honestly, is not a bad
but
one.
Also the White Sox are terrible.
They are.
Like, they are terrible and bad. And okay, yeah, Munetaka is kind of hot right now. But anyone on the Rockies could hit one out, right? They could hit one out. What do you guys think? Cease or Scherzer? What do we go with right now?
Literally, Drew Gamer saying Scherzer, Gosman, or Ponce. Everyone's saying Gosman, and they got Ambecock saying Cease.
So I don't want to go with Ponce. because Ponce
He'll even
would
out.
go
Yeah,
twice,
he goes twice.
and that's just more of a risk, I think, for me.
Yeah.
I just don't want to. I don't want to do that.
Mad Max,
You know, I'm
do Scherzer.
I think I want to just we're early on in the season. We're still learning about these guys.
Go for it.
He's up against the Rockies.
I could see him putting up a scoreless, no problem.
I could easily see him going scoreless.
Absolutely,
man.
do it.
I'm
Do
gonna
it.
go with Mad Max and fuck it. We
go.
ride, guys. We ride.
Right. All right. That's the category you punted over to me. So the next two you're gonna pick first. Who do we
these
got?
ones a bit safer, I think now.
Base on balls again.
All right.
Okay.
You're
gonna take Vladdy.
I'm gonna take the boring pick here. I'll take the boring
Of course, boring sometimes is correct.
pick. That's the way of it, man. You know what?
Yeah.
It's I like to. I think this year, I'm gonna take a couple riskier ones because I find like sometimes we just get into the habit of it's always gonna be this guy. It's always gonna be that guy.
Yeah.
This one I am gonna pick Vladdy though.
What do I want to do? I might. You know what I'm thinking some big brain thoughts right here. I might take your pick actually, and go George Springer because I'm thinking about a full week right now where. Who's hitting behind George Springer? It's going to be a revolving door.
Yeah.
And if I'm an opposing pitcher, I might just dance around George if it's like 2 outs and then go and attack the number 2 guy. Because it could be a David Schneider or a Lucas Sanchez, maybe exciting, but it could be a revolving door. So yeah, give me George Springer for walks because he does earn them.
I don't hate it. I do think honestly there's a pretty big tier drop off in the walk category from Vladdy.
And people are saying Big Oak, but I got to see it first. He did expand the zone quite a lot, but I know George. I know what he can do.
Final category right here, everybody, and we are going to get it's just rolling. What is that?
That's whip. The new category
whip
of the year.
For reliever.
Oh. This is fun. You want me to show you what happened?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to see it. I think I already know who I'm going with, but I want to see it nonetheless.
See. Pitching hits, whip right here. Obviously, we can't go starters. We got Falou with 6, Hoffman with 1, Varlin with 2, Nance with 0.5. Okay, so is there a minimum that we have to have them pitch?
Well, okay,
it's kind of hard. It's tough. Yeah, maybe just say pitch 1 inning.
Like they have to be out there.
They have to pitch 1 inning.
One time.
One time.
Right?
Yeah. One time.
And this is a full week of baseball. That's 6 games. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I know. What are you guys saying?
What is everyone saying?
They're saying Varland. They're saying Fisher. I disagree with those. I want the submarine.
Yeah, I was gonna go. Rogers. Rogers is so. Rogers. I thought that was he had a 0 whip. I thought
it was 0.5.
Okay.
But still, like I want Tyler Rogers. Give me Tyler Rogers.
He's the one lock.
I feel like that's
the one
that's
lock.
Gotta be the choice right now.
Yeah, he's
early on.
He's the one lock. Obviously, I'm not picking Little or Hoffman.
No.
Obviously
Hell
not. No. Honestly, I really like Fisher. And in 2 1/3, he gave up nothing. He didn't give up a walk or a hit.
Yeah, that's true. He was perfect.
I do like Nance, but I don't trust it enough. Flu, I don't trust it enough. Louis Varlin, I like him. I'm gonna go Fish Boy. Fuck it, it's early. I'm gonna take a shot, Fish Boy.
There's a couple.
I
people
like
in
Fish
the chat
Boy, man.
Saying that Fish Boy could be it.
Fish Boy's so good, man.
Dude, listen, we're still learning who these guys are. Shoot the shot, right? I'm taking Max Scherzer for ERA.
Hell yeah.
I could have easily went with the obvious Cease, but no, we're gonna ride and we're gonna see what these guys have to offer. So.
I like Fish Boy. He's gross. That curveball is just so unhittable. If he can throw that and paint it well, he's going to be doing great. But that's it, folks. Let us know in the comments right now, who do you like better for this week in the wheel? And let us know as well, man, everything we talked about in this podcast. A lot of stuff. And a lot of super exciting stuff as well, man. I can't wait to watch them beat up people on my TV again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We are back. It is official, everybody. Every Monday and every Friday, 12 or noon, Eastern Standard Time. We'll be live for the Blue Jays Today Show. Next live stream following the game will be tomorrow night. Then again on Thursday, because they have a weird off day on Friday. Normally, we would do things on Friday. But thank you so much for watching, everybody. Hit that like, smash that subscribe button, and as always,
go Jays, go! 6-0 coming.